Hey everyone, Couch Investor back to another video for today. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the surprising reason why Intel actually popped up more than the other companies on Wednesday. Is it news specific to Intel or to the overall semiconductor industry? Well, a bit of both actually, because Micron did report earnings. Their quarter Q2 wasn't that great, but outlook was a bit better than expected. So we're going to talk about that. And Intel had their data center and AI webinar, which again surprised a lot of analysts because, well, suddenly the schedule looks a bit better when it comes to the release of the next chips. So positivity all across the board. Now, of course, I'm going to end this video with a little look at the graph, see what happens there. We're at a crucial point in my opinion. So we're going to go look at that at the end of this video. If you're interested in all of this, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you have not, which will really help me out. And if you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment to get the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. So first things first, Micron. So they reported revenue of $3.7 billion. That's down 10% quarter over quarter and down 53% year over year. With all of that, the stock was actually green. Why is that? The market clearly doesn't care what has happened, but cares about what will happen. So for this quarter, they say here that gross margin is now negative 31.4%, and they also said that they were impacted by $1.43 billion of inventory write-downs, EPS impacted by $1.34 per diluted share. So of course, that has impacted everything else, gross profit, net income, etc., etc. Now, why is that? Well, inventory buildup across the industry was known for a while. So again, this is maybe something that was bound to happen. But there is also a positive side of things. During the earnings call, they said here, we now believe that customer inventory have reduced in several end markets, and we see gradually improving supply-demand balance in the months ahead. They also said in their industry outlook that they expect that improving customer inventories will support sequential bit demand growth for DRAM and NAND through the calendar year. China's reopening is also a positive factor for calendar 2023 bit demand. Now they also said, now we expect that industry bit supply growth for DRAM and NAND in calendar 2023 will be below demand growth, which will help improve supplier inventories. While the supply-demand balance is expected to gradually improve due to the high levels of inventories, industry profitability and free cash flow are likely to remain extremely challenged in the near term. So, of course, we're talking about here the overall industry improving. Specifically for Micron, maybe wait for 2024 to see some bottom line improvements for them. And so when you get some comments from Micron about maybe the market, the whole industry becoming a bit more positive toward the back half of the year, of course, companies like Intel, AMD, Qualcomm, etc. will certainly benefit from those comments. Now, specifically for Intel, we've had that data center and AI webinar, which again, maybe surprised some analysts. And by surprised, well, when they talked about the Sierra Forest Xeon processor, they say here that they're sampling it today and shipping in the first half of 2024 and not expected for the full year 2024, which means maybe they're on schedule, if not ahead of it. What's even more important here is that the next one, so the Granite Rapids, said here on schedule to deliver in 2024, closely following Sierra Forest. So because Sierra Forest is now expected to be in the first half of 2024 and not full year 2024, which we don't know when that will be, back half, mid, or first half, then maybe we would say that Granite Rapids will only be there in 2025, which could mean that, let me scroll, which would have meant that Clearwater Forest would only be released maybe in the back half of 2025, which now is not the case since both Sierra Forest and Granite will be released in 2024, which means that Clearwater Forest will be released in 2025, and that's the one with 18A, and that's probably the one where they might be regaining the leading position when it comes to processing. So that was the big positive here, the fact that Intel is on schedule or ahead of schedule for such releases, because remember, the more they delay these, the more AMD can catch up, the more Nvidia can catch up as well, or just stay ahead, and the more Intel will get hit. So it's great to see that they're on schedule, if not ahead of schedule. But they also have given us some more information when it comes to the AI side of things, which again, AI, I know, hype for a lot of people. Certainly when you look at NVIDIA, they've gained a lot of traction because of it. So they gave us two examples here. One, Hugging Face. Let's say here we recently presented a benchmark using Habana Gaudi, which is the one that will be specifically for AI, and the Hugging Face Transformers library that enables you to run inference faster than with any GPU currently available on the market. I gave you some examples with the cats in the NVIDIA video. If you missed that, it's going to be in the top right corner. And then when it comes to stable diffusion, they say here, Intel has enabled stable diffusion models to run efficiently on their heterogeneous offerings from Intel 4th Gen Xeon Scalable Sapphire Rapid CPUs to accelerators like Gaudi, and hence is a great partner to democratize AI. We look forward to collaborating with them on our next generation language, video and code models and beyond. Talking about democratizing AI, they gave a whole presentation here specifically about that. So basically, it will be open programmability, compatibility, and inference at the edge. So trust-wise, cyber, and then it will be scaled as well. So delivery mechanism and infrastructure, open accelerated computing for AI, hardware, and architecture. Again, you will be able to train your models on this platform. And as mentioned before, just to visualize it better, so dedicated AI architecture. So this is the Habana Gaudi 2, Gaudi 3. So these were the chips that were mentioned in that stable diffusion comment there. Of course, the roadmap is still pretty, let's say, saturated here. This is the roadmap until 2025. To me, it's still a show me what you can do, Intel, and maybe you'll regain my trust. And so when it comes to the graph, so we've had some improvements here from the last time we looked at it. So I put this red line here the last time, double top type of thing. Right now we saw this big green candle, of course, thanks to that a big day on Wednesday. But as you can see, if I'm zooming in, you can see that right now, of course, the week is not done yet, but right now we did get rejected a little bit at the 200-day moving average. Let's see if we can try again on Thursday and Friday. If we can get over that, that will be great. If not, then I guess next week we'll have to try again. But a rejection like this on the 200-day moving average, never really a good sign. When you look at the RSI, we are moving upwards, but still nothing to be feared there. MACD still bullish, but still under the zero. But keep a close eye on what happens here in the last 2 trading days of this week. And so to conclude, of course, on Wednesday, great for all semiconductor stocks on the stock market. Specifically for Intel, we had some good news when it comes to data center and AI webinar. Of course, for me, I'm still in the camp of show me what you've got. You've lost my trust in the last couple of quarters. I know that the upcoming quarter, the earnings report, which I think will be at the end of April, if I'm not mistaken, won't be great at all. But I'd like to hear maybe some improvements when it comes to the full year outlook. Let's see what happens with that. Of course, I'm happy to see that 2024 is, well, looking a bit better than expected. But overall, that's about it for Intel. That's why the stock soared more than the other companies. A small mix of Micron, semi-good news, and Intel good news when it comes to the future of the company. Of course, do share your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.